So I tried to film this yesterday. Here's a little clip of that. As long as they're
Not great.
So there's this channel called Talk, and it's a bunch of YouTubers that are like debating on different things. This week's topic is whether or not film is dying, and I decided I wanted to get in on that conversation. So no, I don't think film is dying, because I think people will always want to be entertained, and that the business that it is, they've latched on to this, I guess you could call it a model. They've latched onto the ideas that like the general population really like, and therefore they use that to their advantage, and that's how they make all their money. So that's where the part that actually is dying of film, which is the originality and the creativity, that's kind of dying in my opinion. There are some directors and writers that can do a really great job with presenting certain things. Like that's why you have such successful reboots, like for Spider-Man, Batman, like basically a lot of the superheroes. Not all of them, because not all of them have movies already, but a good amount of them. But then you also have those who like the recycled storylines for romantic comedies, like you find in Pitch Perfect, which is just that it's always like underdog, you know, you got that. You have the guy always ends up with the girl, and like, you know, it's just become very formulated. Therefore, it's no longer original. It's just all, okay, you know, at least for me anyways, I can sit there and I can figure out who's gonna end up with who by the end of the film. Like, I knew as soon as Jesse ended up on screen that it was gonna be Jesse and Becca. I just called it, and I was right. So as far as the storyline goes, it made it very predictable, therefore it was not as enjoyable as it could have been. Like, that's what's happening to the movie industry, therefore there's the respect that it's dying. But then you have platforms like YouTube, where you have like people who are creating different stuff that is relatively new. I mean, nothing is going to be completely new, because you have the things like the classics. I mean, even in novels, you don't have something that's 100% new and totally original. It's just people pull from other people, and that's how we create what we have. And it's just, I mean, it's the way that society is now. I mean, it'd be cool if something was completely original and totally new, but we just don't have that, because there's people always coming up with ideas and always posting it. And while you may think that you have something new, someone is going to end up telling you, oh yeah, by the way, someone already did that. So there's that. So in the creative aspect, yes, film is dying, but in the people are always going to want to be entertained and people are always going to want to see a movie, no, that aspect is not dying. So yeah, there's a jumbled up mess that hopefully made sense. So, yep, my contribution. There we go. See you next video. So something that I forgot to mention, because my brain just, you know, wasn't connected at the moment. Something that Jack had said about how as long as there are people who are willing to take the time to create the good the best type of content, that will be the reason why film never dies. I totally agree with that, and I mean that goes for YouTube as well. As long as there are people who are willing to take the time to make content, like take the time to actually make sure that it is quality and what they want to make, not just, you know, what the general public wants. I think that will be, as long as that still exists, then the art form that is filmmaking will always exist, because YouTube also has a lot of filmmakers, and there's a lot of good stuff out there if you just go take the time to look for it. And you know what, I'll help you out. Here's some stuff that I like. So now I will see you next video. There's a channel called Big Brother is Calling, and I'm gonna have to film this later. Hello?